What are some basic things you need to think about bringing with you if you plan to drive a semi-truck over the road? If you're in it for the long haul, stick around because I'll be covering that next. So what are the key items you might want to think about bringing with you if you plan to drive a truck long haul, which is also known as OTR or over the road? Let me start off by saying that I don't get paid to endorse any of the items on this list, and the list is by no means complete. If you're a seasoned driver, feel free to chime in and leave a comment below. Starting off, there are 4 core electronic items to budget for: a truck-specific GPS, Bluetooth headset, and a Citizens Band radio or CB, as well as a high wattage inverter. GPS. A lot of veteran drivers look down on using a GPS, but properly used, a GPS can be very helpful. I use a Rand McNally 730 LM 7-inch truck-specific GPS. It not only allows me to input multiple stops and trips, but it also lists the Walmart supercenters that allow truck parking, in addition to truck stops and rest areas. It's almost always accurate on whether or not a Walmart store will let you park a semi-truck overnight, and although the GPS retails at around $400, I find because it makes finding places to park for the night so much easier, it's well worth it. Bluetooth headset. A Bluetooth headset is a must-have for safe hands-free communication. Note that I said headset, as the little Bluetooth earpieces just don't cut it. You want to get yourself a headset by the manufacturer Blue or by Cobra. I use a $120 Blue Parrot, and if you're not investing around that much money in your headset, it's probably junk, and you're just not going to be able to hear people well over the sound of the tractor, and they probably won't be able to hear you well either. It goes without saying that you should have a cell phone, and with these items combined, it's great for passing the time. You can speak to a few people for 15 minutes to an hour each, and get through the shift easier. Conversation can stimulate the mind and help keep you awake. A cell phone is also necessary for emergency purposes. The Qualcomm, which is an onboard computer used to communicate to dispatch, periodically goes down for software updates or for other reasons. Furthermore, truckers are often first on the scene of an accident. Finally, you'll want a cell phone to communicate with the shipper or receiver and your dispatcher when he can't be reached by Qualcomm. CB. A CB should be considered a safety device. Other drivers using the Citizens Band radio can give you access to vital information, such as weather conditions up ahead, delays, speed traps, accidents, and so on. You can also get on-the-spot advice from other drivers. Inverter. If your truck is equipped with a diesel-powered APU or auxiliary power unit to run air conditioning and heat when your truck is shut off, then you probably have a high-wattage 3-prong outlet somewhere in your truck. If not, you'll need to invest in a good inverter and have a shop professionally install it for you. The last thing you want is to cause a truck fire and diesel tank explosion because you didn't properly install your inverter. Get an inverter that's at least 1500 watts and preferably 2500 watts. The inverter is going to end up saving you wads of cash because you'll be able to cook out of your truck instead of blowing money on hot food from the truck stops. So those are the top 4 expensive electronics to have. Apart from having a laptop, television, and gaming console for entertainment purposes, I prefer a gaming laptop as opposed to a television and gaming console such as an Xbox, because a laptop takes up less room and you can do much more with it than just playing games or watching movies. Now we'll get into a variety of other items to make your trucking experience more enjoyable. Keyboard. Get yourself an inexpensive USB computer keyboard to plug into the side of the Qualcomm. It's much nicer and quicker to type using a regular computer keyboard rather than the Qualcomm's touchscreen keyboard. You can get a keyboard at Walmart for around $20. Gloves. As a basic rule of thumb, never, ever touch the outside of a tractor or trailer with your bare hands. Even when a truck looks clean, it's really covered in a thin layer of diesel exhaust soot and other road grime. because you don't want to bring more filth into the cab of your truck than you need to, and also because it sucks to drive when you've got a cut or blister on your hand. Have a few pairs of gloves. Also be sure to have winter work gloves in addition to your other gloves. Sunglasses. I usually don't wear sunglasses when I drive, but sunglasses are critical for when you have to get out of your truck in windy conditions or when you've just backed the trailer into a space in a dirt lot. The dust will be flying around, and getting dust in your eye can absolutely ruin the next few hours you have to drive. First aid kit. This one goes without saying, but also includes some Visine to wash anything out of your eyes. Reflective vest. Get a good quality reflective vest, not one of those cheap deals that get tangled up easily. Many shippers and receivers require that you must have a reflective vest on while you're on their property, and although they usually have some for you to borrow, it's more convenient for you to have your own on hand. Rain poncho. If you tear armholes and a hole for your head in a big plastic garbage bag, it makes a great poncho, but it's much better to use a real poncho that's colored neon for safety, because otherwise you just look like a hobo, not a badass truck driver. Hammer. A hammer serves as a tire thumper, a tool to break a variety of plastic and wire seals used to seal up the doors of the trailer as well as other functions. A hammer, in addition to a traditional tire thumper, makes a handy weapon. Truckers don't get robbed as much as in the beginnings of this industry, back when drivers were known to carry a lot of cash, but it still happens. In a pinch, you can cave some poor bastard's head in with a good hammer. Pocket Truck Stop Guide. A pocket truck stop guide is an absolute must if you don't yet have a GPS. Even if you do have a truck-specific GPS, many do not let you know the size of the truck stop. Depending on the time of day or night, stopping at a small or medium-sized truck stop is just going to be a waste of your time. The Pocket Truck Stop Guide is a real lifesaver when you're tired and you need to find a safe place to get some rest. Ink pens. Semi-trucks have a strange diet. Tractors like to consume ink pens, pocket change, and important bills of lading that prove you really did deliver that 1,800-mile load. Bring a fistful of ink pens. Storage clipboard. Don't just get a regular clipboard, get a storage clipboard. These are perfect for keeping your completed trips organized and for making sure the bills of lading don't get soaking wet as you walk from your truck to the shipping office and back to your truck again. The clipboard also doubles as a surface to place a mouse pad on if you are using a laptop. I certainly prefer an external mouse as opposed to that ridiculous touchpad that laptops have. Window cleaner. This isn't just for cleaning windows, but most importantly for cleaning your side view, flat, and convex mirrors. The cleanliness of a trucker's mirrors are actually more critical than the cleanliness of the windshield, considering you have wiper blades and windshield wiper fluid to deal with grime and insect guts as you're driving, but no such on-the-fly means of cleaning your side view mirrors. If it's necessary, find a safe place to pull over and clean your mirrors anytime they aren't crystal clear. Flashlight. A flashlight isn't exactly a must-have, but they're useful in a wide range of situations. Most importantly, a flashlight can be used to check to make sure the fifth wheel locking jaws have actually closed around the trailer's kingpin. Yes, it is possible to pull a trailer out of the yard and onto the road without having the locking jaws closed. This incredibly dangerous error typically happens in extreme cold weather, where the fifth wheel grease has become stiff and acts as a Velcro with the trailer. Eventually, the trailer tears loose and can result in a severe accident. Tarp. A small tarp, about 6 feet by 6 feet, is critical for putting snow chains on your tires. In the outdoor section at Walmart, you can get a small tarp that's used for picking up piles of raked up leaves. When you first have to put the chains on, it'll be with snow on the ground and it's not that wet. But when it's time for them to come off, it can often be in an area of melted snow and slush, and you will get absolutely soaking wet. So get the tarp. Footwear. There are two things to think about for professional driver footwear. Does the shoe or boot slip on and off easily, and does it have good tread? You want a shoe or boot that slips on and off because when you dock up, you'll often want to literally kick your shoes off and kick back in the sleeper while they load or unload the trailer. It's so much nicer when you don't have to tie and untie your shoes or boots. You also need to think about tread on the sole of the shoe or boot. because the last thing you want to do is slip and fall and bust your head open on the side of the truck. Injuries from slips and falls are very common in the trucking industry. Socks and boxers. I suggest having a few pairs of pants, but having an absolute metric ton of socks and boxer shorts. You'll thank me later. Seasonal clothes. Remember that the climate of the states can vary dramatically. Your 2 or 3 day long haul can start in sunny, warm weather and end in cold weather, or vice versa. Bring a variety of clothes to stay warm and stay cool. Stylish clothing. Yes, you will get the opportunity to go out on the town and take ladies out on dates, so make sure you have some clothes appropriate for going to a nice restaurant on board the truck. I have several ties, dress shirts, and 2 suits with vests. I highly suggest checking out the Alpha M YouTube channel for some awesome style tips. Remember, being a trucker is a combination of cowboy, rock star, and all-around badass rolled into one. You need to look the part. For the record, you can also carry a small collapsible ironing board on the truck and an iron. No sense in having some nice threads to take sexy ladies out on the town if you look like a wrinkle bomb just hit you. Coat hangers. Get a fistful of coat hangers from Walmart once you report to your truck, and if you're driving as a team or have your girlfriend or wife on board with you, then get 2 different colored coat hangers, blue and black or blue and pink or whatever you'd like. Of course, if you have your girlfriend or wife on the truck, you'll need only about 5 coat hangers and she'll need about 55. In fact, you might as well just give her the whole closet. Ashtrays. If you're a smoker, you'll want to have 2 cup holder style ashtrays. One for the front of the truck and one for the sleeper area. With some Velcro, you can secure the sleeper berth ashtray so it's not always getting knocked over. Speaking of Velcro. Get a long strip of Velcro from Walmart to secure a variety of items in your truck. For instance, placing the soft piece of Velcro on the back of your phone's case and then a square of the rough stuff on your dashboard will allow you to answer phone calls and flip between music playlists without having to hold the phone in your hand. Duct tape. Not only is duct tape useful in more ways than I can count, but the roll itself, when laid on its side, makes an excellent cup holder if your sleeper berth doesn't have one. And it may sound crude, but as I mentioned, sometimes you have to urinate in a bottle, and sometimes the caps on those bottles don't work too well. Duct tape the cap down and double or triple bag the offending bottle of bodily fluids so it can discreetly be disposed of in the trash without spilling all over the place. And if you happen to eat at that disgusting truck stop down in Kentucky, you guys know what I'm talking about, and you lose control of your bowels, you can always duct tape your butt cheeks together. Gorilla Glue. Just like duct tape and Velcro, you'll find a little bottle of Gorilla Glue invaluable. I most often use Gorilla Glue to secure the Velcro, as the Velcro's glue backing just isn't as strong as Gorilla Glue. Remember, if something isn't secure and rattling around while you're driving, duck it, Velcro it, or Gorilla Glue it in place so it doesn't drive you up the wall or off the road. Earplugs. You can get a small box of earplugs in Walmart's pharmacy section. These are an absolute must for getting a good night's sleep. You'll hear drivers talk about how loud a trailer's refrigerator or reefer is, but earplugs will drown out the reefer's racket to a gentle hum. Pillows. I suggest having 4 or more pillows. Why? Because 2 pillows will be used to stuff down in the gap that's between the mattress and the wall, and by having plenty of pillows, it allows you to get comfortable and sit up straight while you're watching movies, reading, or playing a video game in bed. Twin-size bedsheet. Sleeper berth mattresses are small. Get 1 or 2 twin-size fitted bed sheets. Blankets. Bring a thick blanket and a thin blanket so you can choose the appropriate blanket for the temperature. Bathroom throw rug. A 3-foot-long bathroom throw rug is for placing in front of your bed. This way, come morning, when you get out of bed, your bare feet are touching a soft rug as opposed to vinyl. It's good for morale. Get the throw rug and try to maintain a rule that you'll kick off your shoes before going back to the sleeper so your rug doesn't get absolutely filthy. Laundry bag. If you're going to carry your stuff to your truck in a duffel bag, you can simply use that for your laundry bag. And for the record, a duffel bag is much better for truckers than a suitcase, as a suitcase does not collapse and stow very easily in a semi-truck. Shower bag. You'll need a small duffel or backpack for your shower bag. Otherwise, you'll be using a large duffel and looking like you're retarded, or using a grocery bag and looking like you're a greenhorn. Shower items. Think carefully about all the hygienic and bathing items you'll want to bring with you. Shampoo, soap, toenail clippers, Q-tips, beard trimmer, nose hair trimmers, and so on. Shower shoes. I honestly hate wearing shower shoes, and the big chain truck stops clean the floors after each patron, so I'm not particularly worried. But if you've got germ concerns, then by all means, get yourself some cheap flip-flops to wear while you're showering. Hand sanitizer. Let's be honest. Very often, truckers have to urinate in bottles or on the side of the road because there just isn't enough restrooms out there on the interstates and highways. Instead of spreading your filthy germs around, use the hand sanitizer. Napkins. A stack of napkins up front and in arm's reach comes in handy. Tums, headache medicine, cough syrup, and cough drops. Think of the things you might reach for in your medicine cabinet at home. Tums, headache medicine, and daytime cough syrup, cough drops, and so on are just some of the few must-haves in my book. Paper towels. Paper towels are for cleaning the mirrors and windshield, mopping up spilled liquids, and so on. Also think of a roll of paper towels as your kitchen sink or dishwasher, because since you won't have running water in your truck, you'll use paper towels to clean your bowls and cooking utensils. And in addition to baby wipes, yes, I'm going to bring it up again, truckers often find themselves without a restroom. Double or triple bag the offending waste, spray some air freshener in the bag and in the cab, tie it up tightly, and discreetly dispose of it in the nearest trash receptacle. Stuck in a 2-hour traffic jam and have to use the bathroom? Well, now you have the items to handle that emergency situation. Baby wipes. Baby wipes are used to hit the hot spots on your body when you've gone without a shower a bit too long because the places you've had to park at didn't have a shower available, such as rest areas, Walmarts, shippers and receivers, and so on. Air freshener. Air freshener spray helps cut down on various stinky truck driver smells. Towel. A towel is useful when you happen to be showering at a run-down truck stop that doesn't provide towels, and also helpful if you got drenched in the rain. Liquid soap. Although most truck stop showers have soap dispensers, that isn't always the case, and you may want to use your own soap in any case. So don't forget to bring liquid soap for showering. It's also good to have it if you want to wash up a bit more than just using baby wipes. Doggy bowl. A giant doggy bowl isn't actually for your dog. I suggest this item because it's used for washing up when you've unfortunately had to go without a shower for a bit too long. Just be careful where you pour out the filthy soapy water. You don't want to contaminate a natural waterway. Toothbrush and toothpaste times 2. I suggest 2 toothbrushes and 2 tubes of toothpaste. Put one set in your shower bag and the other in plain view up front in the cab with you. That way, in the morning, you'll always not only be reminded to brush your teeth, but you can grab these items without having to dig for them. March into the truck stop, brush your teeth in the restroom, or simply brush your teeth in the truck and spit it in an empty cup, bottle, or discreetly in the grass or gravel someplace. Cooking pot. A cooking pot that uses 1,000 to 1,500 watts is what you're looking for. The device need only heat stuff up, so it really doesn't matter if it's advertised as a rice cooker or whatever. You're just looking for something easy to use, inexpensive, and capable of heating up soup, chili, and whatever else. You can get cooking pots at truck stops that do not require a 3-prong home-style outlet and need only a 12-volt cigarette lighter outlet. But these things usually break down quickly and will end up popping fuses after a while. Serving spoon. Along with your cooking pot, you'll need a ladle or other serving spoon. Herbs and spices. Salt, pepper, and a nice variety of herbs and spices makes all the difference in the world. A boring can of soup becomes an interesting and delicious meal with the right herbs and spices. Bowls. I suggest at least 2 stoneware bowls. I highly advise not eating out of plastic, considering what we've learned about the toxic elements of plastic, especially when it's heated up. Forks, spoons, and knives. Make sure to have plenty of utensils. I don't find any real need for butter knives, so when I say knives, I mean sharp knives to chop and cut with. Salad bowl. You'll stay healthier and live longer if you eat a massive salad every so often. Non-perishable food. Because you really can never be too sure where you'll be shutting down at the end of your shift, make sure to have plenty of healthy, non-perishable food on board. Plus, you'll want to have plenty of snacks to get through each driving shift. Water. I suggest bottled water for drinking and jugs of water for cooking, cleaning utensils, and washing up with. Cutting board. A cutting board is a must for making giant salads or other meals. A cutting board, or dish rack drain-away tray, will be used as a kind of countertop surface to set your cooking pot on. Grocery bags. Grocery bags are a trucker's trash bag. Unfortunately, the big chain truck stops have all switched to giving customers these completely useless small bags, so from now on, every time you shop at Walmart or another grocery store, be sure to ask the cashier to double bag a few more items than you normally would. Books. You'll have plenty of time to read, so if you like to read, bring a few books. If you're religious, make sure to bring your core religious text, because you won't have a lot of opportunity to attend religious services. Movies. DVDs take up space, so I highly recommend that you download a ridiculous amount of movies to watch in your off time. This is not only going to save you money, but also save you space. Audible.com subscription. Audible is your friend. Get the Audible app for your phone, get an Audible monthly subscription, and make sure to use your 1 free credit a month to purchase long and expensive audiobooks that interest you. With that 1 free credit, the book only costs a credit, which is the price of the subscription. Look, you're going to be spending a ton of time behind the wheel. Expand yourself. Learn something new. You can learn a whole new language while you're out there driving truck. You can expand your understanding of world history, philosophy, religion, you name it. And for the record, if you really want to stop smoking and stop wasting your money, check out Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking on Audible.com. I was a smoker for over 20 years. What's great about that program is you can smoke while you listen to it. And Alan encourages you not to try to quit before you finish listening to the book. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain by quitting, whether it's that book or some other. Once again, use the time you have behind the wheel to improve yourself. Music. You need to get an extra memory card for your phone. Download a mountain of music, transfer it onto your phone, and create a bunch of playlists. Why do I recommend music on your phone instead of the FM radio, satellite radio, or using an app like Pandora? FM radio sucks and exists to entertain the local populace. It's not fit for truckers who are covering hundreds of miles each day. Satellite radio is good, but you have to pay for it, and you don't have as much control over the songs. Pandora and similar music apps give you a lot more control over what you hear, but you also have to pay for it, not just in the commercial-free subscription, but also in the amount of internet data it uses. And it uses a lot. So download a bare minimum of 10 hours of music. Yes, 10 hours of music, minimum. Think about it. You'll be behind the wheel on average 8 to 11 hours a day. You're going to need a lot of music so you don't find yourself wearing out your favorite songs. Audio auxiliary cable. Now that you've got your music and playlist created, you'll need an audio cable that will plug into your phone and the tractor stereo. This is much better than connecting your phone with Bluetooth, because Bluetooth requires more battery power from your phone, and since you'll be getting in and out of your truck with your phone, you may find that having to reconnect the Bluetooth connection gets annoying. With an audio cable, you just plug and play. I suggest a short cable and a really long cable that can reach from the stereo to the sleeper berth, so you can plug the cable into the headphone jack on your laptop and have a surround sound experience when you watch a movie. Well, that's my list of the bare minimum recommendations for beginning truck drivers. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe, and if you have any suggestions to go along with my recommendations, please leave a comment below. Thank you for listening.